Hello, it's Brendan from techbuzzireland. Today we have the Urbanista Atlanta. Now we've seen a lot of the Urbanista over the last couple of years, and they're generally quite good. This is certainly no exception. Looking at the specifications on this particular set of earphones is really good, and I'll go into a few more details. So I suppose on things is hybrid ANC, multi-point connection. Multi-point's really good as in connecting two or three devices. So obviously your laptop or two phones, a work phone and a private phone if it phones going through. And 34-hour battery life there at the moment. Urbanista. And on the back more the features themselves. Hybrid ANC, transparency mode so you can actually hear what's going on, multi-mode, wireless charging, another really good feature, total time 34 hours, noise reduction microphone, very important if you're on example Teams call, for example, you're talking to somebody, knocking out the noise, automatic in-ear detection, interesting there as well, and that, USB Type-C charging, water resistance earphones IPX44, so quite good IP rating in the Bluetooth. Initial view of this, everything sounds really positive, and what you actually get in the box itself, so in the box, what you're really getting is the quick start guide and the silken tips that you're standard enough to change over, and this is the set of earphones themselves. Obviously looking at the front, it's got the logo on the top, so it's very clear. Interesting on the logo there itself, because typically when you put it down, I would normally put it there, which means you can't actually see the logo. I would have actually thought it would have been the side. Button there is just for the light when it's charging, you can actually see, and that can be the Bluetooth button or reset button as required. And these are the earphones themselves. It's got all the usual that you would expect. Good to see the Urbanista logo clearly on both earphones, and they fit in. General observation, the case itself is actually slightly bigger than what I'm used to. I don't mean that's a problem, but it's a little bigger. I've seen a lot smaller ones there in the background, but as I mentioned, there's a couple of really good features with this. First thing I suppose noticing is it comes with a USB-C charging lead, so you plug it in, same lead will actually go in directly into your Android phone. Most modern phones will have that lead, and when I put it on my phone here at the moment, you may not see, but the light will actually go blue just to tell me the color has changed to say it's actually wireless charging. So this is wireless charging itself there, which is obviously good. So I can plug it in directly into a USB-C lead or put it there and that'll actually charge. And again, it comes with an app itself. While that's charging in the background, quick user's guide here at the moment, quick guide. So nothing unusual with the quick start guide, touch controls, so it gives you a list of controls, the press button, so you can talk to it as normally, you can skip units in there, and the charging case, that particular indication for plugging in the charger. Which is a bit disappointing for this, and it's only a minor niggle in my situation, is full manual available on this particular website, which actually is true, but I would have hoped to have a QR code or something else just to scan it, making my life a lot easier going through it rather than trying to type that into my phone, etc. So it would have been a nice little touch, to say the least. Other observation is you don't see any mention of an app. So there's no mention of an app on this particular one there, and obviously the Urbanista Sweden there at the moment. And as we mentioned, the Atlanta they have a tendency of using different cities all over the world, and they don't just stick to Europe, they stick all over the world for the name of their particular products. It also comes with the Atlanta warranty. This is probably my biggest dislike or disappointment with this. It's a 1 year warranty. I would have expected this particular brand to have at least a 2 year warranty, etc. And as I said, manual needs a little bit of an update. I would think to put in QR code and something on the app itself. What we're going to do on the Urbanista app here itself, it's the Urbanista Audio. We just open the app itself. First thing is when you're actually pairing the devices, this is something that you actually normally would get off, and as you can probably see, nothing has actually happened, no device found, because it's actually in the case. When you open up the case, and I'll just show these here temporarily, I didn't actually press any buttons on the app, and this is actually through an iPhone instead of something different. So it's telling me the default settings, the ANC, transparency, what do I actually wanted to actually use on the default settings themselves, and I can change there. And again, what am I primarily using this particular phone? I can put it on the default, or if, for example, speech is my main port call, if I'm using it for calls, etc. So when people say about the bass, etc., it'll allow you to update it and change it to the default, so when it does come on, which is quite good. And this is what I really like. It does have different options to say touch controls. You double tap, you triple tap, for example. Use the double tap, triple tap commands to control the music and the calls themselves. Left and right, long press will do a variety of other things there as well, customized in the audio app. We're very used to the play, pause, left and right. Previous song, triple tap there. But what I like here at the moment is, instead of actually giving these defaults and you've got to learn them, you decide what you want to do with there at the moment is there. So in other words, if you wanted to have it volume down, you just basically preset the app to actually do it there at the moment. For the left, if you're left-handed, you might say, well, I prefer to do it with my left hand. Or if you're right-handed, you might prefer to do something else. And we'll just put that volume up for argument's sake. The other thing I like as well is automatic power down is kind of coming through. This little thing here is in-ear detection. So when you're listening to music, for example, and you're going down and you meet somebody on the street and you take the earphones out for whatever reasons is, you can set this just to turn itself on. So in other words, it will actually go and pause. And again, the auto power down saving is very good for that particular part itself. So it allows it to actually switch itself off, which is really good. And that's some of the kind of the app itself. Regarding you can change the tips themselves. It comes with a variety of tips, small, medium and large, so they can actually be changed over itself. Disappointing, as I said, with the warranty. As far as the audio concern is, it has the extra features of the excellent quality. I use them a lot for actually on calls. One thing I really have noticed is talking to people, I'd often have something on in the background and quite regularly they would not hear it. They would not hear that communication going on. Really important to me from the multi-mode point of view, because when I connect it to a laptop, I use it on example Teams calls, for example, and in 5 minutes later I could get a call on my mobile. So the swap over is very, very good. Audio is excellent. I can't actually fault the audio quality itself. I've turned it up high and low and I've put a variety of different musics there. So certainly that little bit of a crispness that you'd hear in the audio, certainly quite good. But I think the Urbanista have been around a while and they're learning. They're doing really, really well. But they've done the basics very, very well in terms of the features. It's IP rating there at the moment. So if you have it out and about, gets in a bit of water, you're okay there at the moment. Charging is a common dislike I have on a lot of things. This is absolutely excellent. It has the USB-C charger. It's got the wireless charging there at the moment, just plugging it in there. These will actually charge directly, and 34 hours is, you're not going to get much better than that in any particular. And as I said, the multi-point mode is a real positive for me. I typically will always go for a multi-point because I carry 2 work phone and a private phone. I also have a laptop that I quite regularly will swap between there at the moment. I don't have to be trying to juggle things around, and if any one call comes in, etc. on that there. And overall, it's good to see that the logos, etc. there. And as I mentioned, the case is slightly bigger than some of the other ones I did see in the past. I have this on an iPhone. When I connected to originally through an Android phone, I struggled with it. So I had to hold this button down to do a master reset. I'm not sure was it down to the phone itself for the Android, but we got it working here. When it was connected to the iPhone, it took seconds to actually connect it. Worked very quickly, very easily there at the moment. And another great product from Urbanista. This is the Atlanta. And thank you very much for watching Tech Buzz Ireland. Thank you.